Hi everyone, I'm David Griffin.
And I'm Michael Medina.
Here to bring you a review of this week's episode of Arrow, Season 2, Episode 8, State versus Queen. So, I'm not always the biggest fan of Court Case. I mean, this is not Law and Order, this is not The Good Wife, this is not A Few Good Men. You know, I don't know,
it never
you can't handle
feels
this sort of stuff.
organic. It always feels like it's just kind of forced in there, and it drags on sometimes a little
Right.
too long. And that's how I felt about this episode. I thought it was starting off kind of slow. I
Yeah.
was a little worried it was going
Yeah.
to be one of those episodes.
Right.
You know, but then it got good.
Yeah, it
you
did.
know?
I mean, they mix up enough stuff to just,
Yeah.
you know, keep everything fresh and going. And we got, you know, I guess let's start off going to the island. We have stuff like Dr. Ivo, you know, trying to find this, what is this, an arrowhead, you
Yeah.
know, in the cave. That we find out that, you know, Oliver's girlfriend at the present time seems to have, so.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. I thought all the flashbacks were really well done in this episode. And I'm watching the episode, I'm thinking, you know what, a lot of these scenes are so good that I'd almost kind of want a full episode to really just kind of flesh out that backstory a little bit more, because a lot of those flashbacks are really good, and there's so much going on. I feel like, you know, there's so much story to tell that it's kind of a shame that it's just kind of, you know, limited to just however many minutes an episode.
Yeah, the island stuff sometimes just goes a little too fast, I think.
Yes.
A little too quick, a little rushed. But it's good. I mean, we got to spend a lot of time. I mean, I guess let's just get to it, because you guys probably watch this, you're like, oh, let's get to the end. So let's go to the end. Man, Arrow just unloaded.
This seems to be a trend, a
just,
weekly trend now.
Because like I said, the episode was a little so. You know, Vertigo, the actor who played it, is from Fringe. He's good, but like, you know, Count Vertigo's not the most interesting bad guy of all the people they've introduced.
Definitely lower level. At least
So
for me.
I mean, he was fine, but I'm glad they kind of got rid of him.
Yes.
And then at the end,
Well,
oh my
it is TV. You know, we don't know.
Yeah, it is. That's true. He could come back. This is the comic book world.
Which leads us to the spoiler at the end.
Comebacks, again, if you're watching this now, by now you know our reviews are spoilers, so we are going to spoil the heck out of this episode. So, Malcolm Merlyn is back from the dead.
Back from the dead with a vengeance.
Back from the dead. We now know, or we're assuming, that he is part of the League of Assassins.
Oh,
we're
yeah,
assuming he's
absolutely.
part
Got
with
to be.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
And he turned the tide of the court case.
He basically, you know, I don't know if he paid them off or just kind of threatened the jury to kind of, you know, go with a not guilty verdict and stuff, which I kind of assumed something had, because I mean, she got off pretty easily.
Oh yeah, because even Oliver was like, he was shocked. Like even when Laurel was interrogating her all hard, he's like, why would I be upset about that? Like you did, you know, you're doing your job. I'm just saying, are you okay? Like Oliver was very understanding this episode. He's trying to do the right thing, but it just pulls him back in.
Pulls him back in. And going back to Malcolm and stuff, I thought it was kind of interesting how he's kind of back to kind of torture their mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Basically, still has her, you know, in the palm of his hand and stuff. And then, like, you know, we discover Vertigo was being funded by Brother Blood, which is really cool. I like that little twist. I thought that was pretty interesting. Going back to what you're saying about, you know, Count Vertigo kind of being, you know, maybe a low tier character and stuff. I thought this definitely made it a little cooler, because then it makes the story
because he's not the big
bigger.
boss, exactly. Yeah. And then of course we found out the secret identity of the young lady over here. Thea is Malcolm's daughter.
Could be. That was kind of a whammy, you know. It's like, I thought it was kind of a nice
give
little
her
twist.
something.
And that's the thing. Yeah, we talked about this before. It just seemed like she was taking up space. They were just finding things for her to do.
Right.
So this hopefully could be something a little bit more interesting.
Right.
And kind of leads me to how I feel about Laurel right now. I don't know how you feel right now, but like last season she played a huge role on the show. This season, I feel like she's kind of just been in the back a little bit. Like, aside from like developing an alcohol and drug addiction and stuff, I feel like she hasn't really had that much to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I just feel like she's almost taking up space right now.
Yeah, I think that's the one with the show. Again, it's a good and a bad. You know, we talked about this a little bit last week. I'm going to compare it a little bit to Game of Thrones. You know, not saying it's on that level, but it is a big world. It's a huge ensemble. So you have to get to all these guys. Like, I want more Deathstroke. I want a little more Man Who've Been At. You know, let's get into some news this week. Casting news.
Yeah.
We know that one of Ra's al Ghul's not, you know, one of his daughters, you know, a little fling with a lady.
Illegitimate child.
Illegitimate child from the comic books is going to be coming, you know.
Also being played by another Spartacus.
Another Katrina Law. Another, you know, Spartacus. You know, now we have Manu, Katrina Law. We have Cynthia Dye Robinson. So more Spartacus cast members are coming to the screen. That's going to happen, I believe they said in episode 13, so probably 2014.
Which makes you think that, you know, maybe all the rumors about, you know, Isabel Rochev might be true. That maybe she is Talia.
She could be Talia. I mean, she's tough. I mean, there's just so much going on. And then we know, looking ahead, not next week's Thanksgiving over here, and then the week after, in December, I think it's December 4th, I believe, we're going to get Barry.
Barry Allen.
Wally.
Now, how much are we going to see? I don't, really know. It seems like it could just be Barry, just being Barry.
Because I think they released recently a news article where they're talking about how I think Flash is going to get his own standalone origin story, his own standalone pilot. So this might just be like, hey, this is the actor.
Just introduce him.
I heard it's supposed to be like a 3-episode arc, so I hope he's in it more than just one episode. So yeah, we're going to see him. Yeah, and just crazy. Every week just keeps building and building.
Kind of makes you wonder, like you said, this is a good problem to have. Every single week there's something to look forward to. We kind of can't help but wonder how long is this going to last. I'd like to think it could last all season because every single episode just kind of ends with this like a mind blown moment. So, but that's why like this season has been so good and so much fun.
Right. I know a lot of you have been asking about our like views, like if we ever read the comics before. I read when the New 52 did their whole relaunch, whatever. I read like probably 5 or 6 issues from Green Arrow. I read a little bit before the whole relaunch took place. And Green Arrow, it's interesting. His character is a lot different in the comics than he is here. They are kind of going with the Bruce Wayne.
For sure.
Oliver Queen is a rich kid in the books, but he's not like, you have filled this city.
He's much more like screw the government, a little bit more, fly by the pants type of guy, you know what I mean? And that's fun, and I like that, but I think for the sake of TV, I like that change also.
Yeah, it's good. They kind of made him a little bit more Bruce Wayne-ish,
Absolutely. Plus, there was the sub. Let's not forget the submarine
that
they were looking for, which had something that could save the world. And I couldn't help but wonder, I was thinking, like, could it, now granted, they change a lot of stuff for TV and stuff like that, so I thought about the Lazarus Pit, and maybe the idea of like the traditional idea of like the Lazarus Pit might seem a little hokey.
It's not going to be like a pit they just go into, right?
Yeah, so it made me wonder like what was on the ship. Could it be maybe the Lazarus Pit will just, be turned into maybe like a serum?
So said they were developing some type of drug to make a super soldier, so yeah, perhaps that could
maybe it'll tie into that somehow.
Right, so I mean, yeah, this could save the world, I don't know, I mean, is it Sarah? Is her name Sarah? Sarah could be crazy, Black Canary could be crazy, who knows, but this has been a great season so far, and it just keeps churning. We got a few more episodes left until the big, break for the holidays. So yeah, this keeps going. So those are our views and our thoughts on this week's episode of Arrow. Don't forget, next week we're gonna take a break. Back December 4th for another review. Hopefully get to see some Barry Allen action, so that would be exciting.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah. So as always, come talk to us. Let us know what you think. You can find us on ThinkHero.com. You can also check us out on this YouTube page here at Think Hero Pro. We talked to Dennis, Michael, myself on Twitter. We're at Think Hero. I'm at Griffin DE.
And I'm at Mr. Michael Alexis.
You can also find us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/ThinkHeroFans. Go ahead and give us a like, subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, tweet it out, spread the word, spread how good Arrow is and other shows that you're liking right now. So yeah, we'll see you in a couple weeks.